John, Ash, we are back for another top 10 discussion, and this time we decided to focus in a little bit on what we can talk about, what our top 10 should be. And, Dragon Quest VII Reimagine's coming out pretty soon. The Final Fantasy VII Remake just hit the Switch. Square Enix has been in the news a little bit lately. So let's talk Square Enix, except we're not talking Final Fantasy or Dragon Quest, which is kind of ironic there because, yeah, this is our top 10 Square Enix franchises, and that can include a single game that aren't Final Fantasy or Dragon Quest. Obviously it can be one-offs or series, as I said before. It can be from before their merger of Square and Enix. It can be after. It can include games that they have owned, that they've published for a little while. It could be games they developed. It could be games they published. So yeah, it's a little all over the place because of that. Because holy crap, that I always think it's like, okay, this should be simple. Here come people with questions about qualifiers. Damn it.
Well, they're a really interesting publisher, though, because Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest, I think these days are mostly what they're known for. They do a few other things sprinkled without, but throughout their entire span, they've published and developed tons and tons and tons of games. So this is a cool way just to spotlight them and show the diversity of what they've done.
For sure.
Yeah. A lot of focus for some of these, many of these top tens is, hey, check out some of these other games. You might have missed out on some of these games that people really like, or here's some recommendations for them. So maybe check them out. Yeah, popularity will always be a factor, just the way it is with most of these polls. But I think it'll still give a wide idea, especially when we get beyond the top 10. So I was quite curious where it was going to all end up. Although, to be honest, I probably should have excluded a third game from this poll based on our previous top 10s from the best of all time. But we'll get to that.
We'll let something be the obvious winner at the very least.
It's just the way it is. So let's get to our top 10 Square Enix franchises that are not Final Fantasy or Dragon Quest. We had 695 votes in total, which is a pretty solid number, I'd say.
Yeah.
And our number 10 got that position with 784 points.
Okay. So because Eidos games count, because they own them for some time, I'm going to throw Gex at number 10.
Damn. Okay. I think I'll go with, I don't know if this will even make the top 10, but I kind of hope it does. So I'll go with Front Mission.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
Very nice. All right. Let's start things off. Number 10. You guys need to live a little with Live Alive.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
nice.
rad.
Nice.
I was actually
Cool.
saving this for a bit later. I thought this might, it's only one entry, which I guess holds it back, but I was thinking maybe there's a chance that it could be pretty high up.
I mean, it's one of those games you not really heard of. You try it out. I was like, oh, dang. It has that sort of reputation for years.
Yeah.
And then everybody's talking about how great it is. And then you finally check it out yourself. It's like, oh, they're right.
Yeah.
Live Alive
really
is
ambitious
great.
and cool game. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it influenced a lot of stuff. Like you can see from its music and its gameplay and its approach to branching storylines, just how many games were that came off Live Alive. And I think everyone has their favorite path, but it's so cool to have these condensed small RPG stories that you can bounce back and forth between. And it's just rad how alive it all feels. Like you've got these modern worlds, you've got these prehistoric worlds, you've got sci-fi worlds, and then it all just comes together in a really cool way. And there's nothing like that back at the time. It's really far ahead of what the industry was doing.
Oh, absolutely. Just the fact that each one feels so different. And even some of the individual stories can have wildly different endings depending on choices. It's fascinating that way. And one thing I was not sure if I was going to do or not going into it, because I typically try to stay, for the most part, spoiler free on these type of things. whether they were all going to come together or not. And they do come together in the end for a
Yeah.
final story in a very interesting way. I think because I was worried it was going to be the Octopath the designation of we have all
Right.
these separate stories. They kind of come together, but not in the best way. Fortunately, it's done better than the first Octopath Traveler.
All I'll say, without context or spoilers, is that Erstead did nothing wrong, and I feel so bad for that guy. No, I love this game, and this is one of those games where, I enjoyed every path. Every path feels so different, but it also just comes together so well. And this is also one of Yoko Shimomura's earlier games. Like, this is a game that she composed, and all I'll say is every single time I got to the boss of a chapter, I got so hyped because every time you hear Megalomania start playing, you're like, let's go. Let's fight this boss. Let's do it, right? That boss theme is so hype.
Having never listened to Megalomania before, I was like expecting it to be much closer to Megalovania.
Right.
Yeah,
It's not.
No.
They're so dissimilar. Even
You can
Shimomura
hear
listened to him
the
like, this is
inspiration.
inspired by me.
Like, you can hear the inspiration, but like they are very different themes. But every time it starts playing, you're like, I am ready for this boss fight. Let's take this guy down. Oh, it's so good. Yeah.
The combat system of this game is really cool too, because it's like kind of mix of traditional turn-based and a little bit of strategy. Like when you move, the gauge kind of fills up, and your moves can move across the grid. So there's a lot of strategy in just positioning. So it's pretty simple. Still got like a turn-based nature to it. But it's enough strategy to make all these fights feel really compelling, especially the boss ones. That they get really intense.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I completely agreed. And it's the HD 2D version was so good that people are still hoping for other Square RPGs that are left in Japan, like Bahamut Lagoon and Treasure of Rudra and stuff like that. So, will they actually do it? Hard to say, but I feel like Bahamut Lagoon is the most like the name recognition of Bahamut. I think is enough to get like interest Final Fantasy fans like, huh? Because that's what caught my interest.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see what happens there. But if you haven't tried Live Alive yet, give it a shot. It's quite good.
Yeah.
So yep. And that's Live Alive at number 10. So let's go ahead and move on to our number 9 Square Enix franchise that's not Final Fantasy or Dragon Quest, beating out Live Alive by 14 points.
Anything you're feeling there, Ash?
You know, I have a soft spot for Brave Fencer Musashi, and I would love to see that franchise make a return. And I mean, there are 2 games, so it technically is a franchise. So yeah, I'll slot in Musashi.
Well, remember, even like Live Alive, it could be single games as well. It doesn't have to be a franchise. It's just
for sure.
I was going to fill out the back half with a lot of IDOS games, but starting with Live Alive, I'm not sure that's going to be the case. Maybe it will. So I'll go with something that I think is pretty high up, but probably hasn't stood the test of time when it comes to popularity, being Soul Blazer, Illusion of Gaia, Terranigma.
Oh, yes, the NX trilogy, please.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. At number 9, Xenogears.
Oh, I thought that'd be a little higher. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's a complicated one, isn't it? Because it's one-off, but also the series has become something much more than just Xenogears.
Yeah, and going back with Xenogears is fascinating, especially when you look at the wider whole about what's taken from that game for Xenoblade as a whole. And I've started playing through the Xenosaga trilogy.
Nice.
So I'll be finally experiencing what that has to offer into them. But Xenogears has so much potential. I think if people played it, I think they'll like it. There's a lot of really good stuff in there, but that second half really, it's like you're either all in or all. It's like, I don't know about this at that point, because you get to that second disc and it's we ran out of budget and time, so we need to get this out. So the second half of the game is just us narrating what's happening with a few boss battles and a few dungeons here or there. But you look at that storyline and like, my God, if they were able to flesh this out, this would be an insane one game story. Like, good God. There
And it's
is.
funny
Yeah.
talking about fleshing it out because it's already an incredibly long game. It's pretty like thick as games go, and so to imagine fleshing it out even more. And I agree, Disc 2 needs to be, but it's already such a long game. But it's a classic. It's a classic that birthed a lot of games that I count among my favorites of all time. And of course, Yasunori Mitsuda did a great job with the soundtrack. And Luca even has a cameo in the first village, Lahan.
Yeah.
Luca from Chrono Trigger has a cameo, which is really cool. But no, I love this game. And when you go back to it now, it's like it's some of the stuff that goes on in that story is pretty wild,
Yeah.
like by today's standards. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's still a really approachable game today. Like there's some odd stuff in there, but like, the art style holds up really well. I
Oh,
love
yeah.
3D environments with 2D sprites. Like that art style.
You
is
look
just
at
timeless.
the Star Ocean Second Story remake,
Yeah,
and just like, yes, that for Xenogears.
Yeah,
That's all you need.
exactly.
It looked gorgeous.
That's so true. Oh man, I don't know if I ever I love the Star Ocean 2 remake visually in general, but I don't know if I never ever necessarily connected it to Xenogears. But now that I hear you guys say that, I'm like, oh man, yeah, that would be perfect.
Mm.
Yeah,
The combat's really interesting too because you've got like almost like fighting game inputs at times. Like it's
Yeah.
very different for an RPG, and there's nothing like it. Like nothing's really replicated what Xenogears tries to accomplish.
Not really. Even Xenosaga simplified it since then
Yeah.
because it's all about using those moves and it unlocks further moves. Like it's interesting balance because you just put in different inputs, and the more you use those inputs, the more that you get those basically combo moves or special moves.
Yeah.
But if you use the special moves, you don't get points. So you don't want to just use the special moves. You're never going
Right.
to get new ones. So it's an interesting balance of when do you use the special moves, when do you use the minor moves, and do you take the time to grind if you've been doing the others too much. And then you have the whole gear combat where you have to manage fuel instead and have these different
Right.
parts that way. It's like it's really engaging combat. I'd say one of its bigger weaknesses is that there's 2, maybe 3 dungeons that are a pain in the ass.
Yeah,
But
Yeah.
otherwise it's pretty solid throughout. And again, it's the game with so much potential that you just wish could be fulfilled.
yeah.
There also is that one dungeon. I won't spoil anything for people who haven't played it, but there is some platforming in Xenogears. It isn't exactly great. The platforming's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
great, and there's one dungeon where platforming is key. And if you mess up once, it's all over, and you have to
Yeah.
start all over again. It's not the best experience.
Yeah.
Fortunately, it's put later in, so you get a little bit of the platforming at that point. But it can still be a pain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you look at this as a quality of a series, like does Xenogears need to continue? Not really. Like you can understand why it's quite low back, but in the grand scheme of like Blade and Saga, like this is a top tier series.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, Xenogears at number 9. So let's move on to number 8, which beat out Xenogears by 52 points.
Okay. I'm going to bring Gex back. He's got to be here somewhere. That lizard's
Nice.
lurking.
I'm going to bring up one that I know is one of both of our favorites, Derek, which is Parasite Eve.
Nice. All right. At number 8. Well, speaking of Star Ocean remakes, Star Ocean.
Okay.
Oh, wonderful,
Cool.
wonderful. Yeah.
Nice.
This is a series I need to play more of.
Same.
That's
Same.
really what it comes down to. What's your experience with it, John?
Well, my first game was Star Ocean 2, and then
Oh, wow.
I loved it a lot. And I went on to play some of the more modern ones, which I just didn't really fall in love with in the same way. And I think there's never really been anything like the first and second one to me. I haven't explored every game in the series, but I couldn't really get on board with the 3D ones. But Star Ocean 2 is such a special game. Really cool mix of sci-fi with kind of almost like a farmy setting. Like it's a mix of fantasy and sci-fi in the coolest way. Where you're sort of a fish out of water, and it just mixes all this together beautifully. If you've played the second story, it's just such a cool use of like an HD 2D aesthetic. And it just manages to give you such a different feeling, kind of vibe of world, which most RPGs weren't doing at the time and still aren't doing now. And the combat itself is like really dynamic as well. Really cool mix of like sort of turn-based and real time. Yeah, they're all, a lot of them are excellent, but Star Ocean 2 is just the real highlight for me.
My
Same.
history with it is I'd see reviews of Star Ocean 1 and 2, and they'd be very highly regarded, back, especially 2 back in the day. It's like, I should check that out. But I never got around to it. So I made a point of when, hey, there's a brand new one that I'm keeping an eye on. So I picked up Star Ocean 3 till the end of time. And I started playing till the end of time. Like, this is boring. I kind of checked out. I want to give it another chance, but I unfortunately sold my copy because I was just that unimpressed and I was like, regret it. But it's another one. It's one of those series I want to go back to. I picked up the remake. I haven't had a chance to get it. I also have the remake of the first game, so I want to play those first 2 at least and see what they have to offer. Because I haven't played modern Star Ocean. Like, I've not played Beyond 3 whatsoever, and they seem to get more mixed reviews. But still, Star Ocean's origins is interesting because it's basically the team that made Tales of Fantasia that want to do their own thing, and so they went off and made basically the same combat system. Just with a different setting where they're like, let's add some sci-fi into this.
I think you can feel Tales of Fantasia in there, in the DNA, especially in the PS1 version visually. There's a very similar artistic vision there. I need to explore more of the series too, to be honest. Like, I've given a bunch of the modern 3D games a go, but I've never really stuck with them. But 1 and 2 are just like some of the best RPGs I've played.
I've heard the most recent one is decent.
Yeah.
That's Star Ocean 6, right? I think.
Yes, I believe so.
Like you guys, I haven't played many of the more modern ones, and I haven't played 1 actually. My main experience with the series is 2 and 3, and I really enjoyed both. And when I think of Star Ocean, 2 words come to mind, which is Dragon Howl. Star Ocean 2 is one of those games that came out in the early days of PS1 kind of localization voice acting. So it's
the glory days, we call
the
them.
glory, exactly. The glory days. Yeah. So like, Mega Man X4, Mega Man 8, that tier of voice acting, which just makes it more charming, right? Yeah. And I really, really like both Star Ocean 2 and 3, but I can't say I have a whole lot of experience outside of those 2 games in that series. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was honestly surprised to see it this high up. I wasn't sure Star Ocean would make it, so I'm honestly cool. I like that we have this this game. I think it is one of those things like maybe I should check out some of these games.
Yeah.
So yeah, Star Ocean at number 8. So let's go ahead and move on to our number 7 Square Enix franchise, excluding Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest, which beat out Star Ocean by 549 points.
That's a pretty big gap.
Bit of a jump. There's a bit of a jump here.
That's a big jump. Maybe I'll go with Saga.
Yeah, it's a good guess. I was thinking Saga maybe as well.
Yeah.
Square does have a lot of stuff under their belt, or have done in the past. So I've got to imagine this isn't all just their big Japan RPGs, but I don't know. We've already gotten some pretty big ones out of the way. So
yeah,
I'll stick in this sort of tier and go with Valkyrie Profile.
Oh, good one.
Nice. At number 7, you guys just got to be brave. Bravely Default /2
nice.
Man, yeah, we're getting some pretty major ones this far back, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought Bravely might be a little higher.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've only played a little bit of Bravely Default 1, but man, it's a series that I like want to get to.
Yeah, it's one that really shines on the 3DS as well. Like, the HD version's pretty cool, but seeing this in 3D, like seeing those pre-rendered drawn towns just unfold in stereoscopic 3D, like looking into it like a diorama, is one of the coolest effects on that system. And it came at a really important time too, because Final Fantasy had lost itself. We hadn't really had a Final Fantasy game that was a hit for a long time. Nor did we have very many turn-based RPGs that were coming from major publishers. So, like, Bravely Default was just going back to sort of like Final Fantasy IV kind of era, and it nailed it. It felt great. It sounded amazing. It looked great. It just came at the best time.
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
also got one of the best soundtracks ever committed to paper or ears or whatever you want to
Yeah.
say with Revo and Bravely Default. Personally, and I've said this before, like I kind of go back and forth on my favorite 3DS game of all time. It's either Kid Icarus Uprising or Bravely Second. Bravely
Mhm.
Second is a masterpiece as far as I'm concerned, and man, I'm still waiting for a follow up. Like we got Bravely Default 2 didn't really do it for me. It felt kind of like a step back for me from second,
Mm.
and second still it leaves off on a cliffhanger, and I'm still waiting for my Bravely third. Like I'm
I
still
can't believe
waiting.
they had to leave it on a cliffhanger. They just like, let's here's Bravely Default 2. What the hell?
Exactly. It has nothing to do with second. It's like, no, give me my proper sequel, Square, please.
Yeah.
I love these games so much. And I thought this would slot a little higher on the top 10, but I'm glad to see it here at all.
Mhm.
Mm.
That Alpha Line points out, to your point, John. This released when Final Fantasy 13.3, so Lightning Returns, and 14 1.0 were the
Yeah.
newest Final Fantasy
It was
games.
Right.
Exile time. Yeah.
So, and this is essentially a Final Fantasy spinoff because it's basically an expanded system from Final Fantasy: The Four Heroes of Light for the
Exactly.
DS, which I've never tried, but I've heard was basically kind of basic.
Mhm.
So it's that while also a successor to the Final Fantasy V job system.
Yeah.
And it handles it extremely well. I've heard some things about the latter half of Bravely One, but I assume Bravely Second
Yeah.
irons that out.
Yeah.
Not experienced it yet, but man, it's one of those like I gotta put on it's on the list. But there's so many on the
Yeah.
list.
There's
The
so many.
the latter half of the first game, like it's one of those things where it's annoying in the moment, but it does kind of deliver itself
It
by the
does.
end.
I agree. I think
Yeah.
it gets a little bit too much flack the second half of Default. I like it. Yeah, I can see why people complain, but at the same time, as you said, John, it delivers itself and it does in the end justify itself when you get there.
Yeah, and I agree
Yeah.
with Bravely Default too. Like I think it's okay, pretty good even, but it doesn't feel as important as a game.
No.
And for me, it kind of came and went. Whereas Bravely Default and Bravely Second, I still think about a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's
Bravely Second's characters are
Yeah,
just top notch. Oh
Mhm.
man, yeah, I love that game so much.
Yeah. Conversation of Bravely Default 2 is kind of evaporated. I don't hear about that game whatsoever. It's always
Yeah.
the first two. So yeah, but yeah, Bravely Default, the Bravely series at number 7. So what beat it out at number 6? Well, we'll find out because I tried to structure it a different way and I just completely botched it. So whatever. What beat out Bravely Default? It's by 147 points
damn.
for number
okay.
6. Can't talk. I'm going to take a sip while you guys think.
I think we might really be doing all Square and no like IDOS, because
I think
there's
so.
a lot of franchises here that
At this
haven't
point.
shown up.
I would personally place this a bit higher, but this is one after my own heart. I'm going to slot in the Mana series.
I was thinking
Here.
either Mana or Saga, but I also want to bring back Illusion of Gaia and Terra Enigma.
Illusion of Gaia is one of my favorite games of all time.
Yeah,
At
I think
least with
Saga.
Star Ocean. Star Ocean was originally published by Enix.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Saga's a very good shout. I think.
Okay.
Yeah,
So Ash is saying Saga. What are you saying, John?
Oh, sorry.
I'll-
No, I'm saying Mana. John is
Oh.
You're
saying
saying Mana. I'll say Saga.
Oh, okay. At number 6, the Mana series.
Oh,
Okay.
well
I
done.
had a
well done.
feeling. Yeah, I don't know why. I just had this like
Yeah.
tingle that it would be the Mana
It's
series.
a funny
Yeah.
franchise because I think for a lot of people this is like 3 entries, but it's a really big series. Like it's usually I think it kind of ends at Trials of Mana for many people, even though there's a new game very recently. But you look at a wiki page and it's got like 20 games.
Oh yeah, there's
Yeah.
so many Mana games. And that original trilogy, I mean, of that original trilogy, I've only really played the first technically Final Fantasy Venture, or I think it's
okay.
was it Adventures of Mana in the remake, or is it Sword of Mana?
Adventures, both actually.
Oh, okay.
Adventures of Mana, yeah, they're both remakes of FF Adventure. Yeah.
Yeah, and when I played that as part of the collection, I'm like, damn, this is really good. I think I like
Great
this
game.
more than Link's Awakening.
Oh wow, yeah, it's really good. Yeah.
I think it's just that fantastic. And I haven't played Secret of Mana, but Secret of Mana is always lifted as one of the best of the SNES
Super
RPGs.
Nintendo, yeah.
And
Oh
then-
yeah,
It-
really good.
it was a very special game too because it was a turn based. It was an RPG that was more than a turn based RPG. It was trying to be real time, and mixing that with multiplayer as well. Like nothing else did that, and it was super cool just to be able to play couch co op in a big story driven RPG. A wild idea, and yeah, I think it's held up as the most famous game in the series by quite a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It also the series has a tendency to go pretty dark with their stories and in
Yeah.
a satisfying way, and that was actually carried through the most recent entry, Visions of Mana, which I don't know how many people actually played that, but I did, and I thoroughly enjoyed it.
I picked it up. I want to play through it, but yeah,
Visually, it's gorgeous. It's such a pretty game to behold. Also, back at the old place, I reviewed the Trials of Mana remake, and I really enjoyed that too. Really solid remake, and just in general, this series, whenever it happens to just pop up, I'm always like, man, this is like comfort gaming for me. I'm like, this is just takes me back to a simpler time, and every time this series just returns, I'm like, oh, great, here's Mana. I'm gonna devote my time to this because it's just comfort food gaming, and I really love this series, and I mean, rather infamously, the studio that made Visions of Mana shuttered literally on the day that it came out. It's really sad.
Yeah.
And I hope that this series still has life in it, and then we'll see another mainline entry in the next several years. We'll see. Don't really know how well it did, but man, I just love this series.
It was a really cool start at the Switch generation too with Trials of Mana, because not only did we get the localization via Collection of Mana, which is awesome in its own right, then you're talking about the remake as well. And they're two like quite different approaches to the same game. Like they feel quite different, even if they're following the same beats. But it's just so cool that we got two interpretations of a lost game in like a year of each other.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've played here and there. Mana's a series I want to get more into it, but there's so many examples of it. I think, unfortunately, it came at a time when initially when it came around a time when I was more critical or more leery of, or took reviews much more seriously. Where it's a 7, it's not worth picking up.
Oh, sure.
One of those things, and so that's where I saw Legend of Mana end up, and some of the Mana games on Game Boy Advance or DS. So I skipped those, and I feel like it's a shame. I did because there's a lot of good stuff there. Again, I love Final Fantasy Adventure, and obviously it has Final Fantasy in the title, but this is one of those spinoffs like Saga where it started off as that. Like even in Japan, it's called Seiken Densetsu Final Fantasy Gaiden, and then from there it's just Seiken Densetsu. Like drop the Gaiden part. Like this is its own thing, which good because I think the first one is the only one that has any kind of connection to Final Fantasy because it has chocobos. But
no, Secret of Mana has chocobos and Moogles as well.
Oh, you're right. It does.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. Okay, I don't know about Trials. I can't remember, but Secret definitely does. Yeah.
But Secret also has Santa Claus, so you can disregard that.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, but yeah, I feel like the major beats to hit when it comes to Mana is the original trilogy, Legend, and then Visions. The other ones are probably good too, but those seem like the 5 major entries.
Yeah, I agree.
That's fair. Yeah.
And Legend actually just got a remake not too long ago, or a remaster.
Yeah, I always forget about that, and it also the soundtrack was remastered too, which is really nice to hear because I've listened to that on YouTube, and it's a really good remaster.
I mean, that's a Shimomura track, so there you go.
Right, yeah.
So, yeah. Hopefully, the shuttering the studio doesn't mean that's it for Mana. Hopefully, it gets another shot, but we shall see. But glad to see it up here. At least it's getting some appreciation.
Yeah.
So, yep. The Mana series at number 6. So let's get to our top 5. And we have another bit of a jump here to number 5 as it beat out the Mana series by 538 points.
Damn.
Man.
This probably won't rank, but I'm going to say Fortune Street because it deserves to be this high.
I feel like this might be a little bit low for it, but maybe I'll just give it a go. I'll say Nier.
Yeah, I kind of wonder if that is low. I don't know though.
It might be a little bit low, but we'll see.
All right. At number 5, The World Ends With You.
Oh, nice.
Okay. Of course.
Nice.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which we got 2 games now. First of which I played and loved. I need to get to Neo, which boy, they need to fix that title because nobody. I've heard from so many people that wait, Neo's a sequel.
Yeah, everyone thought it was a remake.
Yeah.
Everything about that game was marketed wrong. That is a case study of how you do not release a game.
Right.
And it's spectacular. That's the biggest problem as well. It's a really good sequel. When they try adapting the first game to other consoles, like they did a Switch re-release, and it didn't really work. Like that game is too unique to the DS. I think if you're playing handheld mode, it's kind of okay, but it's a bit too unique to the DS.
You need to play handheld mode. Like certain characters, feels so impossible to use the controller.
Yeah. But in that second game, they reimagined it. Like they did a totally new combat system that still felt pretty true to the original. But it had all these different layers. Like there's a little bit of rhythm to it. There's a lot of like managing different characters by using different face buttons. It was clever. It was pretty streamlined. It was pretty unique. But it had that same cool DNA of the original game. Like they managed to nail it again, and it was just given the worst possible chance to shine.
I'm sad to say that this is a game that, much like Press Play to Jason in our chat, live audience chat, I tried to get into. I have it, and I really tried to get into it, but I couldn't. And I tried multiple times, and I don't know what it is.
It's hard to get into.
Yeah. I love the aesthetics. I love the music. I love the vibe of the series for sure. I love that there are tracks from it in theater rhythm that I enjoy playing, but the game itself, I sadly just could not get into it. So my experience with this series is unfortunately rather limited, but I really like the character designs and the art and vibes, but I just gameplay wise, I couldn't quite get into it, sadly.
Yeah,
it's not like an approachable game, to be fair. Like it's something I think you either click with or you don't.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It just felt so original and trendy and cool in its own way. And I love the soundtrack to the point that I would plug my computer speakers into my DS so I could listen to the music like in my dorm room. I just really enjoy it. And then you get to the conceit of the whole storyline and the seeing how the characters evolve, especially Neku. And Neku is another reason people get turned off from that game because he is an asshole in the beginning of that game. And it will affect you. But hey, if you like Tales of the Abyss, you might like The World Ends With You. So
right,
similar.
Another game I had a hard time getting into because of Luke.
Yes. You got to follow those character journeys. So
yeah,
that's what it comes down to. But yeah, I don't know much about Neo's set of characters. They seem fun. I'm curious where it's going to go. Curious what they're going to take from Final Remix, and just where they go from it. So I enjoy this series quite a bit. I think it's dead.
Unfortunately,
but the fact that we got 2 games, I'll take it.
There's a cool trend though with a lot of games that have been on this list so far. Is a lot of them had a second chance after a very long time. Like Trials of Mana had its second chance after years. Live Alive had its second chance after years. What Ends With You had its second chance after years. It probably shouldn't have been done because it was a DS cult classic. I don't think it sold that well on DS. It was just one of those games that was like critically very well received and had this very dedicated cult following. Yeah. And they were just never really given the chance to be more than that.
Yeah. I think it was released around that time. Square Enix was just in their shotgun approach. It's just game after game after game.
Yeah.
Something's got to hit, right?
Right. Yeah.
But yeah. The World Ends With You at number 5. So, what beat it out? I feel like my transitions are crap today. I don't know what it is. Anyway, let's find out what number 4 is. Beating out The World Ends With You by 450 odd points.
God damn. Okay.
Yeah.
I think we're going to have to go with some big guns now, Ash, because we've got so few places left and some pretty big franchises to fill.
I think maybe this might be the one time I dip my toes into the IDOS pool. I feel like this is probably the ceiling for this series and this ranking. And it's obviously the biggest one. I got to say Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider I mean, it should be on this list. It might not be, but if it is, I feel like 4 is probably the ceiling. So
I think the
I'll
thing
go
is,
Tomb Raider.
we
Oh,
don't have enough spaces left to fit in all the franchises I'm thinking
that's
of.
true though. Yeah, because there's so many though.
We've got
Yeah.
like Kingdom Hearts, Chrono Trigger.
Chrono,
We've got Nier.
Octopath.
We Octopath. Like I think
Yeah.
we're past including.
We're past
EDOS
IDOS.
games.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah, you might be right.
I'm going to throw in Octopath because it's fresh, it's good, especially the second one. Haven't played Zero yet, but
Yeah.
I think two's good enough to be here.
I guess you know what? No, Tomb Raider probably isn't on this list. See, I'm gonna slot in Nier. Let's say Nier again.
It's going to be Tomb Raider now, isn't it?
It is. It is. Totally is. Yeah.
At number 4, Octopath Traveler.
I was like, no.
Okay. I mean,
Nice.
the first game was the debut of HD 2D, so
Yeah.
I think when we all saw that in the Switch presentation, I think we all immediately said yes, like this looks outstanding. We're interested in this more than almost any other Switch game, and like when the first game came out, it was beautiful, and it was good, but I think it didn't quite stick the landing in all its areas. But the second game is such a remarkable redemption for everything the first game didn't do quite right.
Yeah, totally.
It's outstanding and under. I think everyone's undersold how good it is. You look at reviews and it's got like an 86 or something on Metacritic, which is a good score, but it is a lot better than that. It's just crazy how improved it is.
I love the Octopath series. Everything about it. Obviously, HD2D. Octopath 1 was, as you said, good, John, but there was flaws for sure, like gaping flaws. Octopath 2 is like a masterpiece. It's such a great game. And I don't know why Square doesn't use Yasunori Nishiki more, because that man, I swear to God, he cannot write anything that is not a banger.
Yeah.
The Octopath series' music is like, you can't make music that is more for me than that series. It is so good. And the way it's not even just like the music itself, but it's the way the like your protagonist is talking shit to the villain, right? And they're like going back and forth, but the boss fight, like the boss theme starts as they're talking shit to each other, and then the full music starts after the fight starts, and it just gets you so pumped and into into what's going on, and it raises the stakes. It's perfect. It's the presentation in that series is off the charts.
It's only gotten better too. That's the crazy thing. I've only played the first Octopath Traveler, and I really enjoyed it at the time. I thought the individual stories were quite enjoyable. Some were better than others, obviously, but I was always frustrated about them never coming together truly, unless you beat the super boss. And I think that is a stupid design, especially because grinding this game is not something you have. It's possible, but it's something you have to really look up. And I was playing it pre-release for review, so I had no idea how to do that. So I remember. Screw it. But I've heard 2 is a lot better about having the characters actually interact with each other, feel like it's an actual party rather than just, hey, I'm just going to hang out while you do your thing. And I'll help you fight them, but I got nothing to do with this. So I'm happy to hear that. Have either of you tried the demo for Octopath Zero yet?
I haven't, no.
I have tried it, and go ahead. Derrick.
I was going to say, it's one, holy crap, is it gorgeous. Like, it really does highlight the sort of Vaseline smear that was over the original Octopath to just how crisp and clean these graphics are for Zero. And this is going from a freaking mobile game. Like, that's
it's crazy what they salvaged there, because it's basically Arena. They've redone it, but all the premises come from a mobile game, which is nuts. The reason I haven't tried Zero is because it kind of came at that time where they were doing a lot of HD 2D. Like at that point, I think I just wrapped up Dragon Quest 1+2, and then along comes Zero, and it's like HD 2D was where this style debuted, but a lot of games have used it since, whether it is Triangle Strategy or Live Alive or Dragon Quest, and now we've got like Adventures of Elliot, to the point where it's not Octopath's DNA anymore. It's a shared Square Enix thing, and it becomes a little bit oversaturated. So the games are incredibly good, but it's also quite easy to drift from them because of how much this style is being used now.
And I've seen some complaints about that, like, "Oh, I'm so tired of HD2D. Oh, HD2D is so ugly." I don't get it. Maybe it's because I'm old, but like, bring on all the HD2D games, man. I don't want that style to ever die. Adventures of Elliot is probably my most anticipated game of the year right now, and I'll never get tired of this style. But again, it's probably because I grew up with the Super Nintendo. So
I think the big thing, if I had to guess, where the I'm blanking on the word for it, but the tiredness of it for some people come in fatigue. Thank you, John.
Fatigue, yeah.
Is the style doesn't change, because you look at SNES and you had all these 16-bit graphics, but the style of those graphics were radically different for each one, where HD2D kind of homogenizes them.
Sure.
Yeah, I think that's the key
to some
issue.
degree.
But it is always beautiful. Like, once you start playing, that fatigue kind of wears away. Like, I thought I was too fatigued to get through Dragon Quest 1 and 2 again, especially because you finish Dragon Quest 1, you go straight to 2. I was like, do I want to do this again? And you start playing, and it doesn't matter anymore.
Right.
But I think Octopath has kind of replaced Bravely Default in many ways. Bravely Default 2 came along, and it was good. But Octopath became that new, core turn-based RPG from Square.
I
do really... Okay.
I was just going to say, it just lacks the job system, because even in Zero, you have your 8 basic jobs that I'm assuming that were the same as in the first 2 games. But what's cool about Zero is that you get to choose, like, you have your one main character and you get to choose between those 8 jobs and then expand from there. And it's all focused in on you while getting other characters that sort of help augment it. And you can sort of change it up as time goes on. It's a really interesting system that changes up how you've done it in the first 2 games. I think you'd probably enjoy it, John. Plus, it has a whole town building mechanic that is way more in depth than I expected.
I do quickly want to bring up something Alpha Lion mentioned in chat, which is the path action system that Octopath does so well. You can basically bribe characters or fight NPCs to steal their weapons and items and stuff, which is so if you want to save scum, you can, and you can basically get like high level weapons and equipment early on if you bribe or challenge the right person. And it's pretty cool that you can do this. And not only that, but some of my favorite parts of Octopath are just like inquiring about information about NPCs, because every NPC has a backstory, and some of them are really like detailed and kind of messed up. Like, you'll find out that like this person's cheating on their wife or their husband, and like, oh, they've been spending a lot of time with other people in the town, maybe they shouldn't be. Like, some of those backstories are really funny and messed up. It's great.
It's a standout series. I'm glad it's continued and had a chance to refine itself and just get better and better. So I'm curious what lessons they'll take from Octopath Zero for potentially Octopath 3. I don't see any reason not to. I saw a lot of people excited for Octopath Zero, so I think it's probably still sold well, or enough that it can keep going.
Hopefully.
So but Octopath Traveler at number 4. So let's find out what hit the top 3. And number 3 beat out Octopath Traveler by 95 points.
Man, I mean, to me, there are really only 3 series left here that can possibly make the top 3. And I'm guessing you and John, you and I probably agree on those 3 series. I'm thinking Nier, Chrono, and Kingdom Hearts.
So, nothing else comes to mind. There's other games I'd like to see here, but nothing else comes to mind in like a popularity contest.
Man, I don't know what slots in at 3 though. I guess
I think it's Nier. I think Chrono Trigger has the con of most people only really leaning towards the first game, but Nier has really high popularity now too. So it could be either one of those two.
It could be either one. I have a feeling it actually might be Chrono at number 3.
All right, I'll go with Nier, but both are pretty likely here.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. At number 3, Nier / Drakengard.
Nice. Okay. It could have been either one. Yeah.
I rolled Drakengard into this because there was enough individual votes, and I double checked they weren't, overlapping and all that stuff. And yeah.
What can you
I
say?
haven't
What
played
can
any.
you say?
I haven't played the Drakengard games yet, but um, what a series! Like they just always
Yeah.
doing their own thing. It just introducing the world to the mind of Yoko Taro and just
Yeah.
what he pulls off. Uh, I think a remaster or just even a re-release of the Drakengard games, I think would get a lot of attention.
Oh, for sure, for sure. I
Yeah.
started with Automata, so I didn't play the first Nier to begin
Mm.
with,
Same.
um, and I didn't quite get it to begin with on my first playthrough. Like I thought it was fine. I thought there was some really cool world building, really cool storytelling. I thought the combat was okay. Played through it, enjoyed it, and then did the second playthrough, enjoyed that as well. And then you keep going, and like after multiple playthroughs, you hit a title screen, and I think that was when it was like, oh, this is where it all starts, and it really ramps up and
Yep.
rewards that moment of like there's a little bit of tedium in those first two playthroughs, but it really rewards that patience and gives you something really special and really exciting and interesting. It just pays everything off in the coolest way. So it's not like the most polished and gleaming game throughout, but it pays off incredibly well.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like you, I really do want to play the Replicant remake at some point. I haven't yet. I'd like to, but Automata is my main experience with the series, and it is a bit of a slow burn, but once you stick with it and once you see where it all goes, it's one of the most memorable gaming experiences I've
Yeah,
ever had. And the theme song "Weight of the World," it's a banger in its own right. But when you hear it at the credits in the context of everything that you
yeah,
just went
yeah, yeah.
through, it hits you like a brick, man. It's so emotionally resonant, and I've never had a gaming experience quite like Nier Automata. And my wife
Mm,
actually is about to start playing it, and I can't wait to see her reactions to everything. It's
yeah.
Mhm.
what a game, man.
It's funny that I'm kind of the opposite of you guys, where um, I had picked up the original Nier on PS3. Uh, I saw it on bargain bin. I remember people like,
Mm,
oh, people say this is pretty good. It's $10. Sure, I'll pick it up. But then it didn't play it right away. I think I turned it on and had that opening scene where it's just you hear Kaine just swearing up a storm. It's like, what the hell is happening? And I didn't go that far because honestly, the opening combat felt a little basic and kind of boring. Like, I don't know about this. But then everybody started blowing up about Automata. It's like, well, I have this original Nier. Let's check this out. And yeah, just getting, it's basic. The combat is very repetitive. The graphics are not the best, but damn if not the music and the storytelling doesn't carry you along and want to see everything it has to do and pulls off not the same tricks but similar tricks to Automata.
there are
It
very
is,
similar tricks, yeah.
yeah.
It's such a different feeling, though. Like the entire setting of the game is drastically feeling. It's not quite as post-apocalyptic feeling. There's a lot more of a connected community in the first Nier.
Mhm.
And this game came out, I think the remake at least came out when I think my daughter was like 1. And I have this fond memory of
Nice.
in the loading screen, like Yona is like waving at you. It's like a little silhouette of her. And I remember my daughter just waving back every time the screen would
Oh,
load.
I love
That
it.
was a really cool memory.
That is really cool.
Do you guys remember a few years back there was like an internet? This is like one of the most fascinating internet things I ever followed. But someone claimed to have found a hidden door in
Yeah.
Oh
Nier
yeah.
Automata.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I was refreshing all the threads about that constantly every day. Like, I need to know what is actually happening here.
Yeah.
And it turned out to be a hoax, but it was such a fun thing to follow.
It's one of the best hoaxes ever. There's like
Ever.
Drakengard stuff in there too.
Ever.
Like people thought they were
Yeah.
connecting everything, and it was really believable.
It was really well done.
I wasn't even mad
Look
when
at-
I figured out it was fake. I was like, cool,
Yeah.
that was a fun ride.
It was really fun. Yeah.
Yeah,
The
That's a look
door.
at Taro
Yeah.
trick.
Yeah. Press play to Jason. Oh my God, the door. You know exactly what we're talking about. Yeah.
yeah.
Um, man, I think tying back into Octopath Zero, because I think it gives that game gives a lot of people hope for other mobile games to get revived as true single player games, which
Yeah.
Nier certainly needs because I think it's somewhat sequels are locked to mobile for some stupid reason.
Yeah.
There's a lot more of this series that people can experience beyond these two games. Again, Drakengard. from what I've heard, very similar to Nier in that it is ugly, doesn't play well, but damn if the music and story isn't extremely exciting and just pulls you in with probably some harsher or some wilder characters. Like I've heard some of the characters in Drakengard, and they go places.
Mhm.
That is something else. But man, I'd love to see a Drakengard trilogy collection or something like that, just to finally have it all.
Yeah. It's funny how far this franchise has gone, because the first one, like, it didn't review great. I think it's like in the 60s or 70s on Metacritic, but there was this like really passionate following that swore it was good. And now we're at this point where you go to any convention and people are walking around as 2B. Like you're going to see like a million 2Bs.
Well, you're going to see 2B in most video games.
Yeah, that's true too.
Yeah. She even had a crossover in Soul Calibur.
Yeah. She's in a lot of stuff. Yeah.
So, yeah, that plucky series that just became one of the greats. Crazy what can happen. So, yeah, Drakengard / Nier at number 3. All right, top 2 time, and number 2 beat out Nier by 428 points.
Damn. I mean, I feel like this can't be anything other than Chrono. I don't think Chrono's gonna usurp Kingdom Hearts. I don't see that happening.
Yeah.
I would be fine if it did, because Chrono Trigger is my favorite game of all time. But in the general mind share, I feel like Chrono's big, but Kingdom Hearts is just massive. So I think this is Chrono, personally. It could be Kingdom Hearts, but I think this is Chrono.
I agree. I won't double down though. We're going to spread our votes around. So I'll say Kingdom Hearts, but I agree it's almost certainly Chrono.
All right. At number 2, Chrono. Trigger and Cross.
It could go either way, but I'm pretty sure it's Chrono. Yeah.
Unsurprising. People love Chrono Trigger. I hope that there was some specific Cross love in here. Even somebody that voted Radical Dreamers.
Oh, I'm happy to hear that.
So there is
Chrono
that.
Cross gets way too much hate. I really like that game a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's no Trigger, but Chrono Cross in its own right is a fantastic game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's. We've talked about a lot about Chrono Trigger at this point.
Mean, what is there to say at this point? We can say
all
the usual, like, why isn't it on modern consoles? Like, what is Square doing? But we've said that in so many discussions. Like, it's a belabored point.
Do you remember when the Chrono Break rumors were rampant?
Yeah, of course.
I remember, like, when I first found out about that Chrono Break, and I was drinking water and I spit out my water. I was like, yes, Chrono 3! I actually spit out my water, and then of course nothing happened with it. I don't know what Square's doing, but that's why they're not doing more with it. And why they did Chrono Cross remaster, but not putting the prequel on modern consoles. It is baffling to me.
Trigger is just one of those games that I think everybody, if you've ever enjoyed a game, you should play. It's just a quintessential must play. Like if there's a list of 100 games you got to play before you die, like this has got to be really close to the top, if not the top.
Perfect entry level RPG.
Yeah, fantastic story, fantastic characters, really interesting plot. Not too long.
Exactly. Constantly carrying you forward. You could probably beat it in 20 to 25 hours, depending on skill and how much you explore.
Yeah.
And interesting too. Like it's
brisk.
The combat's pretty simple. It's not too different, like active turn from Final Fantasy, but the way that it allows you to just merge your attacks together and make your parties interesting. You know, it was just so really. It was unique and clever and different, while also being just so approachable, which is what most combat systems that deviate from turn-based don't succeed in, whereas this one, still turn-based, but finds a really cool wrinkle on it.
Yeah.
And it's also that really rare game that does time travel really well. It tells a time travel story and somehow doesn't screw it up. Like, and Square would then go on to make other games where they do time travel stories and kind of screw it up. I love Final Fantasy 13 2 as a game. I think it's a great game. But man, is it a mess storytelling wise in terms of how it tries to do time travel. And Chrono Trigger, though, it does it perfectly, seamlessly. It works. And of course, Yasutani meant to do the soundtrack. It's one of the all-time greats. We've got a Square Enix orchestra coming here in May in LA, and they're doing it's the everything but Final Fantasy orchestra. So they're doing like Chrono and Mana and like Nier and Kingdom Hearts, and I'm so excited. Like, oh my god, seeing that music live is going to be incredible.
Mm-hmm. And that might be one of the big issues with Cross for a lot of people, is that it is far more complicated than Trigger.
It is, yeah.
You have so many more characters. Trying to get those characters is a kind of, it can be a bit of a pain. You most need a guide if you want to try to find them all. It does have the multiple endings thing, the New Game Plus, so you can activate it that way. But having the final boss be like almost a puzzle to solve was probably the most frustrating thing for me as a kid. Because I started with Cross. I played Cross before Trigger.
Oh, okay, cool.
But the graphics are good. The story is still interesting. I like the main characters. So I was invested, but man, that final boss just tripped me up when I was 12 or 13. I forget which.
Cross still has a vibe entirely its own. Even like Chrono Trigger, they have similar vibes, but Cross has a really unique vibe that I've never really seen replicated in any other game.
The closest I'd say to the vibe of Cross is Final Fantasy X.
Just because that the exact tropical, same thing.
Yeah,
it's those beaches that do it.
Yeah. The beach, why not?
Yeah, it is a really distinct game though, and it's super cool that they did Radical Dreamers.
Oh,
yeah.
Have you guys played Radical Dreamers?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's a great like text adventure.
It is.
Like
it is.
And
I had my really problems with the Cross remaster. Like it's gotten better since launch, but there's some weird AI stuff. There's it ran at a really low frame rate to begin with. But it didn't matter. It didn't really matter though, because Radical Dreamers was there, and it was just so well translated and just allowed you to play it for the first time. So that was super cool.
It felt like you were going on a D&D campaign, just had visible dice and whatnot. And some of the ways they describe these things is like, good God, it's harsh. Like you have like characters bleeding out and whatnot, and how the combat goes. It's like, oh God, this goes hard. Like imagine if the actual game was like this. But it's also funny to see the origins of a lot of Cross's stuff. Gameplay elements in there.
And as Alpha Line mentioned, Chrono Cross got represented in Astrobot, like in the Astrobot DLC, and when that was like the single high point. I mean, it's all a high point because it's Astrobot. But when I saw that Surge of all characters got a bot cameo, I was like, what? They put Chrono Cross in this thing? That's crazy. Chrono crazy.
Yeah. Chrono crazy. There you go.
But do we agree that they've got to have, if Live Alive of all games could get an HD2D remake, surely they've got to be working on Chrono Trigger, right? Do we agree? Like it's got to be happening.
I agree, but I would have agreed if you asked me this 10 years ago as well.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah,
that's the problem. Is it's all 10 years, all viable. I still like HD2D would be cool. I still want that Dragon Quest 11 art.
Oh, DQ 11 style, that'd be cool. Yeah. Also relevant. This is my mouse pad. I got it. Yeah. But please do something with this game, Square. Come on.
Yeah. So I think you both know what number 1 is.
Gex.
Yeah. Gex. Yeah.
Yes. Here's the question I'll say instead. We're gonna do Price is Right rules.
Oh no.
How far ahead did Kingdom Hearts beat Chrono Trigger?
I mean, Kingdom Hearts is a juggernaut. Deservedly so. I'll say 1,200 votes.
I'll go.
Actually, I'll say 1,300 because of Organization 13. 1,300.
Okay. I'll go quite a bit higher. Let's say 1,800.
Ooh, all right.
The Kingdom Hearts is our number 1 Square Enix franchise, excluding Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest, that beat out Chrono Trigger by 195 points.
Wow,
it's a lot closer than we thought. Then,
yeah,
much closer.
I'm happy Chrono did so well. Like I didn't think it would be that close. Yeah,
it was quite close. That's probably the most shocking thing about this is that Kingdom Hearts almost was not number 1, but I think also a lot of people are not voting Kingdom Hearts because they expected everybody else to vote Kingdom Hearts type thing.
Right.
But yeah. Anyway, Kingdom Hearts number 1.
Yeah,
it's not surprising.
Game Bear
No,
Benji ICU should have been 358. I 358. I like that. I like that reference.
I probably should have excluded it too. I just didn't think about it in hindsight. My thought was it's not really Final Fantasy, especially because it establishes like the most Final Fantasy you get is probably the first game, and then after that, it really is its own thing.
Yeah.
Like the Square Enix, the Final Fantasy characters matter less and less to the point that in 3 they don't show up at all.
I think about this more than I probably should, but as y'all know, I'm a massive Kingdom Hearts fan, and I think about this often. Like, this is a series that really should not exist, and the fact that it does is nothing short of a miracle. But I'm so happy that it does. I would not want to live in a world without Kingdom Hearts. I love this dumb series so much.
It happened because 2 guys shared an elevator.
Yeah. It is so near and dear to, no pun intended, my heart. I love this series so much. I love Sora. I love everything about this series, the vibes of it, the power of friendship. This is a series made for me. I just adore Kingdom Hearts with all of my being.
Mm-hmm. I agree, but I gotta say, in recent years, I found myself to be a little tired. I don't know.
That's fair.
Because they've moved away from what I like, I guess. I'm going old man here because they've moved on to let's put it on mobile. Let's do it. Sure. The missing link before it was canceled, which is crazy that a Kingdom Hearts game got canceled.
I know.
That does not happen. But it was going to be was it going to be an augmented reality type game as well? And the storylines are still interesting. It's still fun to see what they're up to. I've heard amazing things about the mobile games storylines, but I don't want to experience them like that.
Yeah.
So again, going back to the Octopath Zero, adapt them, pull it recoded again, and then you might pull me back into the series, especially because they keep announcing sequels far too damn early.
Way too early, yeah, for sure.
It's an interesting series for me because I've tried a few times and it's never quite got its grips in me. But I've lived it through friends who are really close to it. But every time I've tried, it's like Woody from Toy Story telling the Heartless why they'll never be friends. And unless you're in, it's hard to get in.
That's fair. I love that stuff. I love Woody talking crap to anime villains. I think it's
I still love the people talk about Woody. I still love Monsters Inc. Them grabbing a hold of one of I forget which organization member.
Good.
Tossing that door into another door, tossing that door into Vanitas.
Literally just yeeted Vanitas, yeah.
That is perfect. Like Kingdom Hearts 3 gets a lot of crap. I still really enjoy Kingdom Hearts 3 because it has some of the best interactions between Disney characters and the actual villains. Like it actually feels connected.
Remember Jack and Luxord?
Yeah.
Jack Sparrow and Luxord. Like, why would they ever interact? But that's what I mean when I say this series should not exist, but it does, and I'm so grateful that it does.
Yeah. It's good stuff. I wish they had wrapped up the storyline of 3, the original trilogy, a little bit better.
I agree.
That way you could just start fresh with 4, but it's still so connected, especially the mobile stuff, which makes it so hard to, get there.
And then 2045, when we finally get 4, I'll be there day 1.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a wonderful series. There's something special about it, especially if you're like Ash and me and hit at that perfect age where you're super into Final Fantasy.
Oh yeah,
you're still into Disney, and to see them mix, like hell yeah. I want to see Mickey rock a Keyblade and just destroy a bunch of shadow enemies.
Oh, it's so good. I just love this series to death.
So, yeah, unsurprisingly, Kingdom Hearts at number 1, but that is our top 10, which I feel like is a pretty fair top 10 overall with those stipulations in mind.
It's interesting. It's so core Square. I wasn't expecting it to be, and I'm glad it was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of fond memories of the Square days. But let's say we had excluded Kingdom Hearts. What would have been our new number 10? What do you guys think? Just real quick, just off the top of your head.
I'd want it to be like like Terra Enigma series.
Me too. I would want it to be the Quintet trilogy, but I'll
Yeah.
say Tomb Raider.
All right.
Yeah.
At number 11, Parasite Eve.
Oh, nice.
Another
Okay.
really cool one.
So,
Yeah.
Parasite Eve, I was
Yeah.
sad didn't make the top 10.
yeah. Well, like I said, if I excluded Kingdom Hearts, it would have.
Right. I still, and I know you've said this before too, Derek. I want an RE2 remake style
Yes.
remake of Parasite Eve 1, man.
RE2 style remake of Parasite Eve is perfection.
Yeah. Except bring back the turn-based battle system. Like,
Yeah, keep the turn-based battle
shoulder.
system.
Yeah.
But that way you're unique, but put in that style and those graphics. Oh, God.
Parasite Eve rules. What a
It
great
still holds up great. And it's a
Yeah.
fantastic Christmas game.
It was one of the first mature games I ever saw. My friend had Parasite Eve 2, and I remember watching, like, we sneaked out of his dad's collection. I remember watching a pre-rendered cutscene where like a head falls off, and I got like nightmares from that.
I mean, the game opens with people spontaneously combusting. It's wild.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
going back 2's only okay. Like the first one's spectacular,
Yeah.
but it's crazy what they've done to that series now.
Oh, the third birthday, as you both know, is like my most hated game of all time because it is total series and character assassination. Oh my god.
Yeah. I've not played that. I've only played a little bit of 2. I'm curious what 2 actually plays like, especially since it's more of a traditional survivor horror.
I think I tried to learn a lot more from like Resident Evil, but
it's very Resident Evil-esque. Yeah.
Definitely tried to lean Resident Evil with that one.
Yeah.
But the first game is so special, and the reason it's so tricky is it's based off a book. But even the author of that book says the game actually serves as a perfect sort of sequel to that book. Like it follows that perfectly, but you also don't need to know it. And it has references to the book. It's when you look up the details. So yeah, it's like, wow, how'd this end up being such a good adaptation? That's like super impressive. So, yep. So yeah, let's run through the rest of the top 50 here. Number 12, the Saga series.
Just missing out.
Yeah.
I never, just real quick, I never paid much attention to the Saga series. It always seemed like something beyond me. I didn't quite understand it. And
Very obtuse.
It felt, it's affected once again by the reviews. It's getting 6s and 7s. Like, it's not as big as the other Square RPGs that I'm really loving. So I'll skip that one. Then we got that ad deal for Romancing Saga's remake. Guys, play that at least at the very least. Play that remake. Holy crap! I don't know about
Romancing Saga 2, right?
Romancing Saga 2. Yes,
I really enjoyed what I played of the remake. It's really good.
That thing is fantastic, and it is like you're always a little leery because it's like, oh, Saga is the follow up to Final Fantasy 2, which everybody has issues with. It's the black sheep. No, it really does sort of perfect that system. Like seriously. Romancing Saga 2 is so good.
It's really good. Yeah.
So, I honestly makes me curious about other Saga games as well that I'm missing out on. So, but there it is. At number 13, I had a stipulation that any game that Square/Enix published or developed was viable. You know what that means? It means at number 13, Super Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars counts.
Okay.
Sure.
I'm actually surprised that didn't crack the top 10 with our audience.
I wonder if enough people didn't think of it.
Maybe.
That's probably it, yeah. But it's still a great game.
Oh, yeah. Of course. Classic.
Purely developed by Square. So there you go. The remake does not count. That was not published or developed by them, it looks like. So they just sort of got the license for it. Number 14, Triangle Strategy.
That's high. I'm a little surprised by that, actually.
Yeah, it's good. It is a good game.
Yeah.
But there's stuff I'd put ahead of Triangle Strategy.
Yeah, same. Like a lot that I would put ahead of it. not that it's a good game, but I'm just surprised it's that high.
Yeah. I haven't. I've not had a chance to really play it. Amy played it quite a bit. She loved it. So I think you can get into it, but I also heard the cutscenes are quite long. So that might also
they're very wordy.
Yeah. Might be an effect. Number 15, Life is Strange.
Nice.
Cool. Yeah.
Nice.
Never played it. Heard great things.
I've only played the original, but it's really good.
I'm the same. I played the original, absolutely loved it. I played a bit of True Colors, but I was just satisfied after that. I didn't really need more.
It feels like they're constantly trying to chase that high of the original Life is Strange from
Well,
the
I
outside.
think that's why they're going the direction they did with the new one they just announced.
Right.
Bringing
But
back, Chloe.
even still, I don't think it's going to be enough.
Right.
So, but yeah, I'll have to check it out at some point. Number 16, the Tomb Raider Survivor trilogy that
Nice.
was published by Square Enix when they had a hold of IDOS at the time. So that it's really just that trilogy, which honestly makes a nice little bow for it.
Yeah,
And
they're really good.
It's a good
I've not played the
trilogy,
third one, but God, I love the first two.
The
They're
third
really
one
fun.
it's a great game, gameplay wise, but it has an extremely stupid story. It's
Yeah.
a really bad story. But the game itself is pretty good.
That's good. Number 17. I'm okay with this placement. Obviously, we'd always like it to be a little higher, but for what it is, I'll take it. Fortune Street.
Yeah,
Okay.
man.
I didn't think that would crack the top
Fortune
20.
Street
That's
in
cool.
top 20. That's pretty
It's
good.
Crazy we didn't get the PlayStation 4 game. Like, that felt like it was
Right?
tailored to modern
Oh, yeah.
audiences with how much Final Fantasy's in there, but they're too scared.
Making
They're too scared to
making
give it to us.
Sephiroth front and center. Like, come
Uh-huh.
on, give us a
Yeah.
new Fortune
Sephiroth
Street.
just stabbing a lot, like a big wad of cash. That would have sold gangbusters, but they're too scared. They're just too scared.
They are. That's so sad. But yeah, you can see it as a Final Fantasy / Dragon Quest spinoff, but I think it's so unique on its own. Like, and it doesn't need those as the one we did get,
Yeah.
which has Mario in it. Shows,
Right.
you don't need that stuff. So anyway, at number 18, the Tactics Ogre / Ogre Battle series. They're both same thing, but they have gone to different monikers.
Yeah.
I've not played these. I really
I have
want
not.
to.
Yeah.
A Tactics Ogre just because it's sort of the origin of Final Fantasy Tactics. Ogre Battle because after playing the demo for Unicorn Overlord, it's like, oh wait, this is how Ogre Battle plays. This is kind of cool because they're very different than distinct systems.
Mhm.
So very cool. At number 19, here you go, John. Gex.
Gex.
When
There
they
he
died
is.
us for that little bit.
Is Gex
Nice.
better than Terranigma? I guess he is.
Yep.
Gex he is. Yeah.
Number 20, Valkyrie Profile.
I was wondering where this would land. Okay.
Yeah, I love this series. I didn't play the most recent ones. I just wasn't feeling it. But the legacy Valkyrie games I adore.
I need to go back and try Valkyrie Profile.
I
I've
don't play
heard
the first one.
really good things. And I know it's battle system inspired. I haven't played much of it, but I did back it even though I haven't played it yet. Indivisible, I think it's called.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is.
that's
Yeah,
right,
and it is Indivisible is inspired by it. Yeah.
Yeah. And I like that combat system. So I was like, I probably dig this. I just need to actually play it. But I also heard there's like a time system to it. And it's like, makes me nervous. Time system's always a little iffy.
I think you'd
for
like
me.
them.
Yeah. At 21, here's your trilogy: Soul Blazer, Illusion of Gaia, Terranigma.
Okay.
The people just don't
Honestly,
know, Ash. That's the problem.
No,
they just don't know.
They don't.
They just
They haven't
don't know.
released
It
it.
really should be top 10. Yeah.
They don't know.
So
I
there's
Derrick,
your
have you
candidate for
played?
HD2D. I've not played any of these.
Yeah, they are
Oh.
huge candidates for HD2D.
Okay,
Especially because Terranigma just didn't release in America, which is crazy.
if they actually did HD2D Illusion of Gaia, I would melt on camera. I would melt. Such a special game to me. I love it so much.
Yeah, I have no experience with any of these, so I would happily pick them up because there's always been such. The people who've played it love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we never got Terranigma here in the US.
Such a
yeah.
shame. 22, Just Cause. Specifically, they published 2 through 4.
I
Yeah.
totally forgot that Just Cause is technically Square Enix. Yeah.
Have you guys played Just Cause?
I have not.
I played Just Cause 2. I didn't feel the need to play the rest of the series, but it was pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I've only played Just Cause 2 because you kind of get a sense of, okay, that's what it is. But
Yeah.
damn if it isn't fun. They really nailed the destruction element in a way that I haven't felt since the Mars game.
Oh, you're thinking of Red Faction?
Red Faction, yes.
Yeah.
Red Faction Gorilla. I played this with a friend. We just passed the controller a little bit because that helped it not get so bog standard, but also coming up with ways of like that grappling hook is the star of the show of Just Cause 2. Like it is so fun.
Yeah.
So honestly, if you haven't played that one, that's kind of a low key favorite. Check that out.
Mm.
At 23, Front Mission.
There's
Nice.
Front Mission. Yeah.
Front Mission 3 is one of my favorite PS1 games. I adore that game.
It's really good. I got stuck, but because there's a certain mission that was just kicked my butt.
Okay.
But man, sure would be nice if Forever Entertainment wasn't tarnishing the reputation of that
God.
series.
It's one of those things. Play the originals. Don't think about the
Don't.
remakes.
Yeah, just play the originals.
Just they're not on your radar.
And one of the cool things about Front Mission 3 was it had like its own in-game internet, but it's very internet
Yeah.
1.0 days. So it's
Mhm.
like kind of like a looking glass into the past, right? It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Number 24, Deus Ex, specifically Human Revolution and Mankind Divided, which I know
my
Ash
beloved.
loved.
Yeah, they're
Yeah, I
wonderful.
love both those games. I love Adam Jensen as a character.
Yeah.
Yep.
Love those games.
Number 25, ActRaiser.
Nice.
Another really cool one. Yeah.
I played this one, but we did get that remake or not remake, but I don't know,
Yeah.
re-release type thing a little while ago.
Remake.
Yes. 26, Vagrant Story.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
This is one I never got into. People love this game, and I couldn't.
I have it. I want to try it because I've always heard good things. I heard it's another one of those games that's ahead of its time.
Yeah.
Is
It's
what I
it's
hear.
one of those PS1 games that's not aged today. Like that's just it was built in its limitations and it just still looks artistically wonderful.
Heavy FF12 vibes, I would say.
Yeah.
I mean, it's evilly so technically
Yeah.
Final Fantasy, but not really. So
Right.
27. I did not know that Square Enix just outright owned Taito. was the parent company of Taito. So Bubble Bobble.
I'm not sure I knew that.
Yeah.
I only knew that because I know they have their name attached to the Groove Coaster series, which is a rhythm game I really like. So yeah, that's one of the only reasons I know that. But they also did like Space Invaders, Infinity Gene, and that sort of thing. So I, for whatever reason, knew that. But yeah, Bubble Bobble is technically Square. That's cool.
Yeah. It's very, very odd. They were purchased in 2005 and became a wholly owned subsidiary in 2006. So it's been a while. You just don't hear about it.
Yeah. How
Yeah.
odd.
I heard the most recent game wasn't great, unfortunately. Bubble Bobble 4 Friends, I think it was called. But I one of my first NES games back when I was a kid was Bubble Bobble. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
28, Paranorma Site: The Seven Mysteries of Hanjo.
I've heard
Wow.
really good things about this, like really great things. It's a visual novel game. But I've not had the chance to try it out.
Yeah, same here.
Don't even know if I may have heard of this briefly, but I don't. It certainly wasn't on my radar.
Yeah, I just straight up visual novel set in the 80s. It looks like I don't know a whole lot about it, but again, it got a great reception. A lot of 8s and 9s looking over things, so
Yeah.
people really enjoyed it. And nice art style, honestly. Very honestly goes for that 80s art style as well. So I need to put that on my radar. Let's see, 29, Harvestella.
Hell yeah. I was wondering where this was going to be.
I'd say this is a pretty good placement for it because it, again, was in that shotgun approach from Square. Interesting mix of farm sim and combat. I have it. I need to play it, but
Yeah.
I never
Really
played it,
really
but the
charming
combat
game.
looked pretty cool.
Yeah. It's just really charming. Like it's not. It doesn't excel at the combat. It doesn't really excel at the farming. But it managed to find a really cool middle ground between them that just makes it really, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Number 30, Racing Lagoon.
Wow.
Racing Lagoon.
Racing Lagoon is a 1999 PS1 game from Squaresoft that combines racing and role playing.
Huh. I don't know if I remember this.
I don't think I do too, but it sounds pretty cool. It's
I know
Japan
Bahamut
only.
Lagoon,
It's
but-
Japan only.
That explains why you haven't seen it. Yeah, it's Japan only. It has a whole story about a group of street racers. The game features street races that are initiated by flashing headlights at other drivers. Players are able to customize their car colors and other parts, and beating another driver entitles the player to pieces of the defeated car. The game features 2 modes: high-speed driving RPG mode, where the player drives around taking missions and racing other drivers, and 2 warriors battle mode, where the player simply competes in races. The RPG mode is the primary portion of the game. So
I think
Honestly,
that sounds awesome.
Sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
you don't think about Square and racing, but it's kind of awesome.
Yeah, that sounds really cool.
I messed up something. So yeah, that was number 30, but there's also another, it's a 3-way tie at number 30.
Okay.
It's Racing Lagoon also tied with Hitman 2016 specifically, because they lost that was pretty much the only one they published. And then Brave Fensu Musashi.
Oh man, Musashi should have charted higher. At least the first game. The second game wasn't great, but
yeah,
the
you have
first game was so
a
good.
good cult classic first game and a mess of a
Yeah.
second game. So
Yeah.
gonna affect it.
Mhm.
Number 33, Bushido Blade.
Okay.
I haven't tried it, but I know of it though.
I've heard good things.
Yeah.
34, Voice of Cards.
I forgot about that.
That's
game.
the Yoko Taro.
Yeah, Yoko
like,
Taro made that one. Yeah.
card. It's card based, but it's really just it's more of a D&D game that's using cards as its aesthetic.
okay.
Yeah.
It's quite fun. I played the demo and it's a good time. 35, people are messing with us. Balan Wonderworld. I think it's because
Okay.
like I've seen a lot of people like I haven't played a lot of Square Enix games, so
Yeah.
this
The one thing I will say about that game is that it has like very Saturn-esque vibes that I like. The game is
Yeah.
terrible, but it reminds me of like games like Knights. It's just a very specific Sega Saturn vibe that I appreciate. But yeah, the game is obviously crap.
At 36, Gyromancer. Basically, think
I don't
Puzzle
think I've
Quest
heard of
except by
this.
Square and also
Okay.
developed by PopCap. So
Yeah, I've never heard of this.
it's
Yeah.
co-development publishing, yeah. So basically that. Let's see. Number 37, Lufia.
How did Lufia get behind Balan Wonderworld?
I
That's
think
true.
because a lot of people don't realize Square published Lufia in
I didn't know that actually.
I forget exactly which ones. The only one I can definitively find that they absolutely published is Curse of the Sinestrals. But I don't know about the other.
That's the remake of 2, right?
Yes, I don't know much about the
Right,
Lufia
no.
series.
I thought Natsume was Lufia. Weird. I
Yeah.
didn't know Square had anything. to do
Square
with
has
Lufia.
a slight hand in the Lufia series. I
Huh.
don't know to what degree. I just confirmed one of them.
Yeah.
Well, I am personally offended that Lufia placed behind Balan because Lufia is great.
yeah.
Again, I think it just comes down to how much people
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Apparently, Curse of Sinestrals was the last Lufia release back in 2010.
Yeah, that was the DS remake of Lufia 2. And it was kind of a weird
Okay.
game, but yeah.
Yep. Number 38, Mario Hoops 3-on-3.
Oh, I
Yep,
forgot
cool.
Square did that. Okay.
Developed
Yeah.
by Square.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Features White Mage, Black Mage, and all them.
Right,
So there
yeah.
you go. 39, Jesus. This is a
Oh.
legit series from
Okay.
Enix.
I've
Yeah.
heard of this. Yeah.
Is it? So it's a Christian game?
It is a 1987 graphic adventure game.
Is it a Bible visual novel?
No, the game's name refers to a space station called Jesus, as in J.E.E.S.
Yeah.
All right.
The ship itself is shaped like a double-edged sword, a la the Book of Revelation. So, which is there's like, hey, Christian mythology is really cool. We're gonna just pop it into our graphic adventure game.
Pure
Sure.
Squaresoft. I love it.
Yeah.
No, this is Enix.
Oh, this is Enix. Okay.
Yeah,
Got
this
it.
is Enix. Released in 1987 for computers and then ported to the Famicom. Japan only, obviously.
Yeah.
Sukiyama was the composer, though.
Oh wow.
So
Oh, nice.
there you go. But yeah, you got a sequel, Jesus 2.
Jesus the sequel.
I think people were looking up stuff and they just saw Jesus was the thing. It was like, okay, I got to vote for that.
Yeah.
Number 40, The Quiet Man.
Yeah,
Not
this.
super familiar
Know
with this
about
one.
this one.
Oh,
Yeah.
this didn't do very well,
Oh,
as
yeah.
in critically
Quiet Man.
or commercially.
Oh,
I've never even
okay.
heard of this.
Yeah,
It was.
it's an
It
action-adventure
came out
game,
a few
apparently.
years ago, quite recently.
Oh, wow.
That's a
Okay.
shame.
Yeah.
I guess they just knew about it, which is a shame because it beat out The Bouncer at 41.
I was
How do
wondering
you
where the
beat
bouncer
the
would chart.
bouncer? How do you
Yeah,
beat the bouncer?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh man, this dumb game. I love it.
42 is Space Invaders.
Yeah, okay.
43 is Just Breed.
Just breed?
Just
breed?
Breed. Just Breed.
What is that?
I think
what do
it's
you
a
mean?
1992 Enix game. It's an RPG, tactical RPG.
Huh.
It's a tactical RPG. How do you attack?
Yep.
Do you-
It's think
Is
Fire
it
Emblem.
breeding based combat?
Like, do you attack by breeding? Like, what is going on here?
I don't know.
Chasuto burrito. Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. Okay. No, I have no idea. I'm trying to figure out why it's called Just Breed, but really quickly, but I have no idea.
Apparently, a Reddit post says, "Imagine Dragon Warrior and Shining Force had a baby." which is relevant to the title.
Yeah.
I guess that's what it's like.
Okay.
Yeah.
I gotta pick up the pace here because I gotta get going. 44, Sleeping Dogs.
Oh, yeah.
45, Power Wash Simulator.
Nice.
46, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, which I heard is underrated.
Good game.
47, Brain Lord. 48, Einhander, which is a PS1 bullet hell from Square. 49, Mischief Makers. This should be much higher. It needs a re-release on the NC.
That's Square? I didn't know that.
Mischief Makers is Enix.
Oh, okay.
And 50, Legacy of Kain.
Cool.
Oh man, yeah.
So,
some great games in there.
Nice. Einhander making top 50 is nice. Great, cool game.
Yep. So there's our list. Some wild games to take a look at. Square Enix has quite the history between the two companies. But, yeah.
I've got to buy Racing Lagoon. That sounds so cool.
Racing Lagoon sounds pretty sweet. I gotta admit.
I really want to try that. Also, I gotta just say, selfishly, Steve was supposed to be here today, but he had to take his kids to school. And selfishly, I'm so happy that that he had to, because I obviously love Square, and I'm so happy I was here for this discussion because it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's a good one. That being said, we haven't decided on the next top 10 yet fully. So look for we'll have it listed in the comments. So take a look there, so you can vote on it. But I'll also have any rules that'll help clarify things in that posted comments. So keep an eye out for that. And we'll see what our top 10 will be next week. But once again, thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing to GVG, hitting the like button, and ringing that bell. We also have a Patreon at patreon.com/GVGaming with plenty of extra perks. So until next time, bye.